Hey kids, welcome. It's Mark Miller here. Glad you're with us. I'm gonna write some code today. Not sure if Rory's going to be here or not today. I haven't really reached out because it could be potentially holidays, so I don't want to like be all, hey, come over here. What you doing? So we'll just kind of work here ourselves, and let's bring up our spec. Let's get some Code Rush music going. And we'll talk a little bit more about this. Right now when we have the card appearing, oh, look at this, it's pudding! Ah! Yeah, I'm alive, Pudding. How you doing, man? It's good to see you. Yeah, I'm alive. I was on kind of an extended 12-day break from streaming. I think that's true. Excuse me. So we're working on the cards. We're getting them to deal out something cool to make my miserable life a bit better. Finally, just a bit. Do my best, Pudding. That's all I got. Let me show what we got. Let's see if it's working still. Wouldn't that be great if it was still working? I'm going to bring up Streamloots. And we're going to go, what is it? My stuff. Where's my stuff? It's a creator dashboard. That's what I'm looking for. My collections, I guess, coming somewhere here. Is it manage collection? There it is. All right. So here, let's pop this one up right here. Test card. Choose who we want to give it to. Choose play card. We should see it. There it is. We wrote that. That's what we did yesterday. So yesterday, when we play a card at Streamloots, we're at least testing it here. When we play it, it pops up here. Prometheus Studio rating with a party of 6. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Prometheus Studio says, hey, Bo. Welcome. What were you guys doing on your stream? I just started. Usually I get rated much later. So it's like one of the first times I'm like, hey, here we go. And Prometheus Studio is like, we're building a Twitch extension. Cool. It's kind of what we're doing. Were you doing like panel overlay? Or yeah, interesting stuff. I'm kind of interested in doing getting more in that space. I had problems with their dev studio though, and couldn't get anybody to help me out of it. And so I was like, all right, well, let's back out of it. It's not super overlay for D&D dice roll. That's what you're doing. That's like what we're doing. That's what we got going on over here. We kind of did that already. Let's see if I can throw some of this out here. Cool. Let's throw out like 5 D12 fire damage. That's what we got going. So we have that.
26 fire damage.
That's what we built on here. We basically got, let's throw out 4 D10s with, what do you want? Cold damage? That's some cold damage for you. Cody Gorilla's here. Hey, Cody Gorilla.
Cold damage.
Yeah, so we've got that. We've got all kinds of we've got die with all the damage effects in there. There's Fred in there with the wave. Fred, can you say hi to everybody, please? Fred doesn't want to say hi. So I realized we got an architectural problem between yesterday and today. I was like, oh man. And our architectural problem led to actually some poor code that we were that we wrote, I don't know, a few weeks ago, with regards to the speech bubbles that technology comes in here. Yes, it's true. The mechanics of this whole thing are such that the players for the game, this is all for the live Dungeons and Dragons game, by the way, kids, if you're not following us out over there at twitch.tv/dragonhumpers and you like D&D, you should go give that a follow. Twice a week we play Dungeons and Dragons with all the special effects that we're writing here on the Code Rush show. So all the players are architecturally, all of their bubbles, are all happening on the front layer. But then we also have these NPCs, and for other structural reasons, the NPCs are coming up on the back layer. There's two different layers that are going on. But I want the NPCs to be able to talk as well. And so what we ended up doing is and the problem is that these two layers are in two different TypeScript files that have no understanding or knowledge of each other at all when they're running. So the back layer knows where all the NPCs are, and the front layer knows where all the characters are, the players are. And if I want to do something like have talking, so if I want Apollo to say something, let's see if it works here out on the stream here. What is it? What's the syntax? I can remember this. Apollo says, hey. Is that going to work? Didn't work. It could be because I've got that part turned off. Let me go bring it up on the stream deck up here. Let's go grab, I don't know, this person right here. Let's go say Apollo. And see what happens here. There we go. So that is showing up on the back layer, whereas anything I say is showing up on the front layer. So like this kind of a thing. They're two different layers. And the reason that happened is because we wanted to, for display and Z order reasons, we wanted the NPCs to be in the back while and the video in between, and then all the front effects for the player right up here. But what we need to do is we really need to have knowledge of the positions of the NPCs on the front layer. We need that because NPCs are going to start holding cards too. So for folks just getting here, there's essentially a card system that we're building to be able for viewers to play cards and change the course of the game. Prometheus Studio says, man, that's too cool. It's just awesome. Well, yeah, that's what we've been trying to do. We try to make awesome. We try to make beautiful. We do our best. I'm not claiming, we're, amazing. But basically the idea is the viewer will take a card, get a card from Streamloots, play it, give it to one of us, and it could give it to a player or could give it to an NPC up there. And if that happens, then we need to move the card there. So we've got a structural problem that the front doesn't know where the back is. The front doesn't know where the NPCs are. Kisser6 says, making awesome for so many years now here. Always amazing things happening on this channel. Well, thanks, Kisser6. Doing our best to make things look really beautiful. That's what we're trying to do. Now, I've got experience in design. Not that I'm a designer necessarily, but I'm a developer. But I've studied the science of good design for a while. And the studying of that has led me to be able to make good decisions that make things not so bad. So today what we're going to work on is, well, here, I was just demonstrating this, but here, if I go out to Streamloots and I test, and I say, let's go give this card, and I hit play card, right now, it's just popping up here. There's a little sound too. I haven't figured out where that sound's coming from. I think somewhere I've got something installed that's an overlay for Streamloots, and it says, oh, you're putting something on? I'll play this sound. But what I want to do instead is I want the card to spin and come in and stop in position right above the player. That's what I want to do. Plus, I've got this architectural problem in the background that I've got to deal with. So let's just document this, my architectural challenge. And the problem is, or the challenge is that the front layer doesn't know jack about where the NPCs are. NPCs and monsters are. Monsters are positioned. We need to know where they are, so I can put cards up there for them. How are you animating sprites and things? Some kind of framework? No! It's our own thing we built. So it's our own animation engine that we built on the show. So we started that, I don't know, when we started streaming about, I think 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, we started by building that engine. The engine is pretty good. It's only got like one kind of known flaw in it that I'm aware of, and that is if I, I'm not going to demonstrate. So it's running a standalone app, not a web thing, right? It's standalone in TypeScript. It's built in TypeScript. But I got one known problem with it that I'm like, it didn't hit me too many times, so I haven't really, gone in to redesign it. Instead, I've done workarounds instead. Let me show you what I'm talking about, what the problem is. Let's merge these together. So one of the things the engine supports is an anchor point. So I can say that's my anchor, which means if I now say I want to put this in the center of the screen, the anchor goes in the center of the screen, right? So I can take that anchor point, I can put it anywhere, like center of the card or upper left usually is kind of what's happening. So it supports anchor points great. And it can also, with the anchor points, I think it can scale. But it cannot scale and rotate with anchor points. So in other words, I can rotate, no problem, around an anchor point, like wherever that is. I can rotate around that. But if I try to scale and rotate, I think I'm going to have problems. And I think that's the problem with the engine. It's like just a couple lines of code that need to be fixed. But I kind of made the problem worse by working around the problem when I first encountered it a couple times. And so I anticipate that if I make changes to those lines of code, I might break other things. So anyway, for that reason, when these cards come in, we're not going to scale them. They're not going to scale. They're going to stay at 100% scale, rotate around the center. That's what's going to happen. If you put all the things on a single web HTML page, you can have control over the z-index. Yeah, I can't do that. And Coding Gorilla looks like he's explaining. The layering allows him to effects where spells appear to circle his body. Couldn't do that with a single web page layer. That's correct. So an example of that is like the spell Lightning Lure. Where is it? Oh, there it is right there. Look what's happening. See it? I've got what appears to be a particle effect going around my body, right? Like that. See it? I can kind of get down really low and you can kind of see it. It totally looks like it's circling around. It's not. It's a trick, like just about everything else we do on the show. Unless that web page layer is also capturing the webcam. Yeah, so that's kind of what's going on. Is we've got layers behind, and layer in front. That's essentially what's happening. So we can do this kind of thing. Here, let's cast a spell. Spell effects are happening in front layer.
8 lightning damage.
And the special effects go away. We also have that like when we get health, for example. Like if I were to say, let's give me 12 health. And there you can see it spinning around me, going in front and behind me. So, also I find it's nice to organize by what the layers are doing. So we actually have a third layer for dice. That's what's going on there. At any rate, because I got the back layer up there, the back layer is up there as well because our dungeon master is up there, and the back layer sometimes gets big, and we want it to go behind the dungeon master. So anyway, we've got this architectural challenge here. Front layer doesn't know jack, and then the problem is that we have the side effects are that we've got kind of a bad workaround for the speech bubbles, and a secondary side effect that speech bubbles on the NPCs near the DM are sometimes hidden. behind the DM. So I want the player NPCs to go behind, but I want the speech bubbles to come in front, the DM. So the fix is to move knowledge, or maybe, yeah, I guess that's right. Move knowledge about NPC location to the front. The front as well as back. Like that. That's what the fix is. I closed the stream because I have to go, but this is too interesting. I'm going to be very late. Okay, gotta run. See you next time. Keep it up. Okay, we will. Kessler6 says, in my overlay, the whole overlay is in HTML. That includes my webcam and includes the screen share capture. So I can use pixie.js to add to effects filters on my camera and on the shared screen. So I can use Z-index to place things on my face or behind my head. Nice, Kessler6. I love it. I love it. I love it. That sounds awesome. Yeah, I do not do that. I've got, I've got 5 guests, and so I'm green screening them out, and I'm using OBS to do it, putting them on the right spots. But very cool. Very cool. Kessler6, are you streaming out here? Or are you doing this? You must be. Because you got an overlay, right? Let's go find Kessler6. I'm streaming, sure. Last week implemented WebGL chroma key for green screen. Oh my God. Now, yeah, so now I'm thinking, oh, this is not good. Because, right, I see you're going on in areas that I want to be going to. Okay. All right. All I'm thinking is, great, more things for me to learn, more stuff for me to follow. All right, Kessler6, I'm going to follow you from my CodeRush account, not that one. I'm going to keep that up as a reminder to myself to do that. Excellent, Kessler6. That sounds really, really cool. I want to hear more about it. Overlays open source. Got a link out there. Thanks for that as well. Yeah, Pixie.js. I'm not familiar with it, so, like I said, we're just doing homegrown stuff right now. But I just love your things. Well, thanks a lot. Thanks so much. Okay. You should quell, test the card, blah, 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 and play the card, and we should see it pop up. All right, so we're going to get this to spin. That's what we're going to do. We also have that architectural challenge we got to somehow figure out, because we won't be able to get these into positions for the NPCs until that, that time has come. So let's go see if we can get it to spin. Right now, we're showing it in the card manager just by adding this straight in here. I also want to spin in a unique way. Normally, we could do this, for example. We could come in and say sprite.auto rotation, I think. I got a property called auto rotation degrees per second. Set it equal to like 10. I can do this. This is not going to look like what I want it to look like. And let's go refresh the front overlay. And then let's go trigger it again. Right, it's a static spin, degrees per second, which is great for things that you want to spin at a constant rate. But what we want to do is have this thing spin around and stop at the right spot. And we want it to be sliding in from the side as well. Now we've got some sliding abilities, as so we know that's not going to work. We're going to have to fix that. We also have like what's something called ease. Nice. All right. So this allows us to get a movement. Start time. We'll set it PFN now. And the from X, I'm going to say 1920, 1080. 2x is 960, 540. So let's just do this for now. The time span, we'll say, is maybe at the 1,000. Let's play with that. Just see what it looks like. All right, again, we'll come into the front overlay. And we're going to close this down. Sorry, resize it. And let's refresh it. There's the refresh of the overlay. And now let's trigger. Play the card, go. You should see it. What? It didn't work? What do I have to do for easing? Maybe there's something else I need to do. And it crashed. Okay. Ease point. It's a new ease point. Clear ease point. I think there's maybe something to say go. You said ease point, update ease position. Oh wait, its update position only happens if it is if the thing is immovable. We need to go back and say that these sprites are movable is what we need to do. We can do that up in here. Pretty sure this is the fix. So I want to come in here and I say this card moves, set it equal to true, but I also want to disable gravity on this because I don't want this thing to just suck down into the ground. Okay, so let's try those two changes. Refresh again. Refresh. Trigger the card. Go. Okay. That's not bad. Ease needs to know where the needs to accommodate the overlay position on here. So we want to say this is going to be minus this dot overlay, or sorry, origin X, and this one's going to be minus name cards dot origin Y. Like that. One more time, refresh the page, and do that, and send it one more time, and go. Should end up in the center. So that's kind of what it is. There's no spin coming in. It slows down a bit. The other problem is this actually starts off, the ease that we've got is kind of a really hard-coded ease, as I recall. It's kind of starts out slowly, accelerates, and then ends slowly, like that. Let's double check what I just added about 0.4 of a second to that. I'm going to watch it again if it comes in a little slower, see how it looks and feels. It's not bad. It's really not bad. I can almost argue, well, really, Mark, is it worth all the trouble you're about to go through to get that thing to spin, to come in? And I don't know. It's not bad as it is. I'm not really noticing the slow start. I'm not really noticing the slow start. All right. So let's go take a look at how ease is working. It's my ease point right here. You should randomize the direction where it comes from. Interesting. I was always thinking that they would be dealt always from this corner right here, just. But maybe yes. I kind of have a rule on the show that if somebody makes a suggestion, unless there's a compelling reason not to, I got to do it. Make a spiral path where it flies into the center of the spiral path. I don't know. I wanted to make it look dealt. Is what I wanted to do. We can certainly come in here and say random dot between, and we'll say negative 500 and 2500, like that. We'll keep that 1080 for now. Do a quick refresh of that. Refresh that. Try it. That didn't look like it was any different. That one didn't look like it was any different. What's wrong with my code? Yeah, I'm not getting it. Was I just lucky both of those times? Oh yeah, that's a little different that time. They're all coming from that side. No. There we go. Wow. Okay, that was weird. Why are they both so far over? Is it my 2500 just way too big? All right, let's change it back to 1920. All right, here we go. Okay. Looking for one coming right up from the middle. Negative 500 is too big. There we go. Yeah, the spiral I'm gonna have to research. I don't think I'll be able to do that on the show unless I figure that out. And I want to get the rotation right. That's what I want to do. So let's go look at ease. Ease gets an ease point here. Ease point. An ease point, so ease point's kind of interesting. It's actually for a point in space. It's got an X and a Y. I kind of feel like I need an ancestor class for this. Ease base. Get ease value up there. AJ 2017 says, and Kester 6 says, if only you could give it a Bezier curve path to throw it on the screen using random paths that you define. Yeah, well, that's a possibility. That might be how we solve it. We can certainly get something that approximates that using like gravity, for example, add an additional force in the other direction. So it kind of comes up and goes down. We've actually done something very similar to that using our conditions. So notice what happens, how they pop up on the screen right here like this. They kind of go up and come back down. So depending on how high they have to be dropped at, the initial velocity changes to get that up in the right spot. So they have to go really high, they come out really fast. You can copy paste. Can you copy paste that in the cards code? Well, I can do something very similar without even copying and pasting. So yeah, I can do it. I just turn on gravity and I change the force used to get it into position. So the answer is yes, I could do that. That's a possibility. I like the stoned condition icon. Stoned. Which one is the stoned one? Is it stunned? That one? It's stunned, not stoned. All right. So I want to throw get ease value in here and figure out time passed. I want to come in here, say extends, ease base. Oh, stunned, my bad. What's my problem here? All right, let's call super. And what do I need? I need get lifespan. So I need ease start time, I think, to send that up. All right, what do we got now? Oh, this is looking pretty good down there. What's this up here? Elastic in. Ooh, hold on. Is elastic in? Okay, so we're going to come in here and give it elastic in as well. All right, cool. In-out parametric blend. Somebody calling this thing? Nobody's calling that. Inelastic is definitely being called. I think I want to move all of these up above to here. Change this to ease base right there. Get time passed and get lifespan. These two. And ease time. Ease end time. Yeah, I guess I need all of these. Ease start time and I need and ease end time up here as well. Cool. All right, so there's my ease base. Nice. Okay, cool. So, and I've got this nice refactoring up here too, which I like. So ease base. The ease point, the whole point behind ease point is to ease both an X and Y together using the same easing. We're going to now create a new class that extends this. I'll just maybe copy this. And we're going to call this ease value. And we're going to use this to ease the rotation degrees. That's what we're going to use it for that. We'll use it to ease the rotation. So what do we need to do here? Get remaining time. Get remaining time looks like that needs to go up. All right, get remaining time. I want to see how I'm using this over in cards. Oh, I'm just calling this flat out ease, and the ease calls individually the two in the front. Okay, cool. So let's go over here and let's do something similar. I'll copy all of this and we'll simplify this and get in here. Yeah, we're going to call this our to value. And we're going to call this our from value. There we go. All right. So now we've got this ease value. We added ease point into the base sprite class. If we go look for that. Right here. We created it when we call ease here. Clear ease point goes there. I wonder who's calling that. Update position, get remaining time is equal to 0. I think it's less than or equal to 0. Just get remaining time, is that ever going to return a negative number? Yeah, it will. Okay. I mean, it will not, so it's protected, so that code's okay. And then we clear these points. So that's all we're doing is we get rid of it if we finally reach that position. All right. So I think what I want to do is I want to come in here and do something like this. We're going to call this ease rotation. And this is going to be an ease value. Like that. And I want to get something a little bit like this. It's going to say ease rotation. It's going to take start time, a from value. It's not going to have that. And it's going to go to to value, time span milliseconds. This dot ease rotation is equal to new ease rotation. Or sorry, ease value. This should be ease value. Like that. And we're going to go from that and to that. Get rid of this and that. All right, ease rotation. Oh. Yeah, that's going to work. Ease spin. That's what we'll do. Okay. And then I want to have something similar to this that says these two lines are very specific to X and Y positioning of the sprites in the engine. I don't need those in whatever my equivalence piece is that's going to come in here that says clear ease rotation. I don't need those. So we're going to call this ease, what do we call it? Ease rotation. Equal to null. All right, let's see where this is used. And wherever it's used, we're going to go do something similar here. Update ease position. Well, let's duplicate that. Update ease rotation. And we're going to come in here and say this dot rotation is equal to studies rotation dot get value. Okay, so we got that one. Let's update ease position right here. So in some similar code here, it basically says if this ease rotation, update ease, not position, I want to say update ease rotation. If remaining time is 0, then we're going to say clear ease rotation. Okay, is that all we need? That might be it. Let's see. Let's just continue our search through. Anywhere else that's used? Nowhere else. Ease point. Ease point still active. I don't necessarily think we need that. And then we cycle around. But let's go ahead and build it for symmetry here. So we say ease rotation is still active. Perfect. Okay. All right, so we got that. Let's see if it works. I like it when things are simple. If this works, that'll be so awesome. So we say sprite. Sprite.ease rotation. Ease spin. Starting now. And we're going to go from value. And let's go from 0 to 720. I think the to value, the rotation is in degrees. And the time span, let's go up here and let's create a new constant entry time. Set that equal to 1400. And then we're going to use that here and use it here. All right, let's refresh. Send the card in. Got absolutely nothing going on with the spin. It might have to do. Positions. Update position called. Yeah, it has to be here. Oh wait, hold on. Ooh, I didn't see the return. That just gets us out of here. So what we're going to do here instead is we're going to do this like that. Let's refresh. Send the data. Go. It's not bad. It is not bad. I'm going to drop that rotation down from 720 to, no, let's try 480. Refresh. Refresh. Send the data. Go. Of course, yeah, it's got to be a number. It's got to be whatever the amount I spin, it's got to be like a 360 for it to stop at 0. Or I've got to change the starting position to something else. So let's do this. Let's say degrees to spin. And we're going to set that equal to 480. And then we're going to say our ending point is going to be, I guess I could do this, and then I could do this with a negative 480 there. That should work. Like that. Okay, let's refresh. Refresh. Send the data. Here it comes. Yeah, it works. I think it's not bad. Yeah. Trying to get that look like it's cards spinning onto the spinning onto the playing field. It's not bad. Let's see what happens when we scale as well. I think there's going to be a problem. That was that bug I was talking about before. Let's see if we can also do the scale. What's going on here? Scale start time, auto scale factor per second. So every second, let's go to do, I don't know, 1.1. Start the initial scale at 0.5. I don't know, let's just see what happens. I'm expecting almost it to not be centered when it comes in. Actually, per second. Hold on. Yes, there is Dragon Humbers today, Pudding. There is. It would be even better if it only did half a spin or maybe one spin around instead of several. Okay, yeah. Okay. So we can do that. With degrees to spin, well, let's say 270. Let's say it's 270. Try that out, see how it works. Yeah. Let's see. Per second, what I want to do is I want to basically go to 1 divided by sprite.scale, like this. That is going to give me a 2 right now at our current, so I need to go double the scale at least in the time in a second, and my current entry time is this, so I want to either multiply or divide by this. I think I divide by this. So it's that divided by that, I think. And this second piece is actually going to need to be divided by 1,000 because that's a per second piece over there. I think that will do it. If my gut hunch is correct. Let's see how good or bad it looks. We made a lot of changes here. Not good. Oh, because it just keeps going. Let's see. Does the spin at least work where it's going up? It's going 270. That's right there. Okay. Hold on. There is... I thought there was a scale animation that could stop it at a certain spot. Didn't I have that or no? Scale. What do I got? Nope. I'm going to have to do a little more code if I want it to stop it at 100%. What's interesting is it does appear to actually it does appear to scale and rotate correctly like I was expecting it to. Let's change this degrees to spin to like 180. I think you're onto something, Kessler 6, about reducing the number of the amount it comes in. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, Dragon Humpers is tonight, kids. I'm going to do it even less. Let's do 140, 150. Save it. Go. Yeah, that's better. All right, next I want it to stop right above the player. And this is where we start to run into our problem. You want to say 90? All right, Kessler 6 is saying 90. Let's do it. Fine. Fine. That's what I'm trying for, natural looking. There. That's right. You're right. I'm going to go with 90. We could even go less than 90. And I think it would work. Form contains validation errors. There we go. Yeah, it's good.
Genesco 7, where are you? We need your help.
Genesco 7.
Oh, all right.
Genesco 7, we need you. This guy. That guy's a bad guy. Get him, Genesco 7.
Here.
Good job.
I am.
All right. We only get rid of bad guys on this show. Genesco 7's in the house. Welcome, Genesco 7. Yeah, I'm liking it. Feels pretty good. Yeah, it's feeling pretty good. Should I get it to scale as well? Looks like we don't have the problem I thought I was going to have if we scale it in. I can do it, but I need to have something that checks the scale. It's like a frame and wait, add on frame advance callback. That's what we need right there. Let's see, get some sample code from somewhere here. Okay. So I think we just need something like this. It's going to say, so much pudding was in that spaceship. Alien pudding, not the pudding. Yep, that's true. All right, so we're going to try this. So we're going to say, hey, this is called every time we advance the frame. Oh, shoot, though. We never actually advance this frame because it's static. I don't think I have an update callback. I want a max velocity. Let's go look at this. I want to see where this is used. Yeah, I could just set a max scale for this. Max auto scale. So we say math.max, whatever's greater. And then we're going to say this dot auto scale max scale. or that result. Sorry, min. I always get those confused. All right, then we just declare this thing, set it equal to 1, or no. I don't know, I could just set it, I'm gonna default to something bigger, I think is what I'm gonna do. I'll make it, the max scale be 100. So normally that's not a big deal. All right, then we come back over to our code. And we're going to come in here and we're going to say sprite.max auto max scale is equal to 1. And let's try that. That'll give us our spin and scale. Not looking great. Let's start it even more down here. I could have a problem here though in my calculation. There. Let's just see what happens when I change it to 0.1. It's not even working at all. Did I mess up the code? All right, let's change this up a minute. I'm not trusting my math here. Let's do that. Goes up 10% every second. Let's see if we get anything going here, any scale going on there. We're not seeing it now. Why is it not updating it? Let's go look at what I did here. Is it really this that's broken us? Oh, yeah, I think it is. I don't want this here. I think I want it here and down here. That's what I think I want. Coding Gorilla got it too. Thanks, Coding Gorilla. That's what I think the problem is. Okay, let's try that. Come on, what's going on? Yeah, I can take this out too for a second. Restore it to what it was. That's what it was. It's as if it's not getting the refresh. It's like it's not getting the refresh. No, wait, let's just do it at that, at a tenth of its scale. Well, that worked. What's wrong here? Okay, so that kind of worked. Was the problem that was just growing so quickly from here to here? That's my scale start time. If it's not set, it'll be set right here. So that's all, that all works. I'm not getting this. Hold on. I'm wondering if this is my problem. It's when I set scale, these are not actually set. All right, so it looks like maybe I need to go in and do that. Let's see what happens with that. Okay. All right, so that kind of tells you where we're going with this. Is there a set scale thing that actually sets these? Let's go back to auto max scale. I think we were really close with it. We just had another thing blocking us from seeing it. Okay, let's try that. Okay. Try it. Better. Let's go see what uncommenting this line does right here. So math actually was good there. Nope. That was awesome though. Oh, well, this is, though, not my initial scale here. Let's try that. Okay. What if we just change this to 1,000 for a second? I want to just try that. That should work, and I just want to see what that looks like. Yeah, getting that auto scale factor to work using math is kind of beyond my abilities right now. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to just hit the numbers here till it fits and works. That's what I'm going to do. Let's start with a 2. It's not bad, but we didn't see enough of it being small. Yeah, it's not bad actually. Let's change it to 1.7. Feels like it's already be 100% scale when it lands. Yeah, it seems like there's a little bit of growth at the end. So that means incrementing this right here a little bit. I think you're right. I agree with you. Let's try now. Okay, I also want to do, I don't want my final one to be 0. I really think I want it to be random dot between -5 and 5. Let me try that for a sec. I think that's going to look a little more natural as well. Yeah, that's good. It's good. I like it. I'm still looking for a lean to the left. I've seen it only come in kind of tilted to the right. There we go. Okay. I'm going to drop this down to 4. -4 here. All right, so that gets me in. And I think I kind of want a timeout at this point. When the time, I want to set a timeout for however long it takes to get in. And once that occurs, then I want to then move it in the right location. The other thing I want to do too, though, is I want to see where I want to see where the card is going to. For example, here, this goes to player Merkin. I should be able to know where that player is and pop it right above that player's head. That's what I'm looking for. Let's work on that next. I've got in here, I think, something called target. And I've got a this dot I get player X dot get player index and a player ID. Not what I want. I've got to get player X. What's get player X mean? Wait, hold on. Dot get player X. Do I have anything in here? Player index. Ugh. I need I get player X. I need an alternate of this. I need something like get player X from name. Yeah. And kind of here's where we're kind of starting to go up against the architectural challenge we talked about at the beginning, which is that the front layer doesn't know jack about where the NPC monsters are. Speaking of not knowing jack,
Disclaimer! Mark doesn't know Jack!
It's important to give you that disclaimer, kids. I think we got to go after the challenge, which means some refactoring. We got to go look into it, figure out what's going on. To do that, we're going to start by going to, let's actually do this. Where are we here? We're in show card. Let's go add this to favorites here. New group here. We're going to call this cards. And let's go into Solution Explorer. We want to go to the Dragon back game. And somewhere in here we've got in-game characters or something like this. In-game creatures. Update in-game creatures. In-game creature manager, process in-game creature command. Conditions, all of this. The manager knows all of this. I'm thinking about looking at this code here. Anything that's got an in-game creature manager call to it, with the exception of painting and drawing, and moving it to the front. So we would call update, but we would never call draw in-game creatures from the front. And what happens if we don't pass in sounds for that? Sound manager, condition manager initialize. That goes to condition manager. Condition manager plays sounds. That's it, huh? So what's going on here? Looks like it's passed as a parameter to 3 different methods. I just want to see what happens if this thing is null. Oh, it looks like it's totally okay to be null there. How about this one? Remove condition by ID and frame index. Remove condition with animation. Sound manager can be null there too. I think we're in good shape with regards to sound manager. This was the last one. Animate sprites into position. Well, we shouldn't be calling that. And that can be null as well. Okay, so we can pass in null for the sound manager. We do an initialization here. It needs the iGetPlayerX. All right, so we got an initialize call. Load resources, and I don't know about that. It's a lot of stuff I don't want to load. The problem would be is if the sprites that are up there are holding any additional data. Look for the word data in here. Ooh. Now that's for get sprite for creature though. You don't really need that, I think. Well, I said I think that's the case. Get sprites for creature, that's for cleaning stuff up. All right, we use it. This is the next piece. I want to see what's going on here. Creature disappearing animation is complete. I don't care about this in the front layer. And we're out of there. The only time it's asked for, it's got to be one more place. Get sprites for creature. Here. It's asked, it's compared here and there. Get sprite for creature, get sprites for creature. Just target sprites for creature. Fade out now, we don't care about that. Yeah, I think what I'd like to do is divide this into, I think, yeah, this is kind of the task. It's a little bit big, but a base in-game creature manager and then a descendant that does painting, that actually does the drawing. Let's go find the other one of these here. Get sprite for creature. Move sprite to. This could be problematic. Well, no, maybe not. It moves the specified sprite to that location. It's not using that location. Yeah, it moves the specified sprite to the target location. Anywhere else? Well, a bunch of these. Get parchment sprite. Yeah, I think that's what I'm leaning towards. It's a big effort, I think, but I think it will. I think we can do it. Let's give it a shot. I think this might take a while, but we'll go after it. In-game creature manager. Position manager. That's what I'm going to do. This is going to be, comes down here, it's going to say extends that. All right. This is going to call super. So all these sprites, all the sprite collection, the condition manager. What's going on with the condition manager? Are we in trouble here? Yeah. I'm going to say we're not going to worry about the condition manager. That's going to be part of the in-game creature manager. All right, so this kind of stuff goes up. Initialize. That's going to come up here too, a little bit. Is that true or no? Wait. The I get per X only goes, it all goes to condition manager. Let me double check. I want to go through condition manager, see if it's doing anything other than painting and updating, drawing, update conditions, restack NPC conditions, fade out conditions. It's all visual. Move NPC conditions too. It's all good. It's all visual. So we don't need our initialize. We don't actually need the initialize to come up here is what it looks like to me. Load resources. All visual, all visual, all target origin X. I think we're good there. Visual, visual, visual. Visual, all that visual. Okay, update. Let me skip over update. I don't think we need anything there. Nothing there. In-game creatures, we need this. And I think we need a lot of this. Let's see. In-game scroll stat width. We definitely need that. We need these two pieces here. Let's see what we need and we'll bring it over. This is all for drawing within it. In-game number max width, in-game all other stat font size. Creature stat font name. Looks like I need to rename this. Stat offset scroll height. Scroll width. space between game stat lines. 1, I think that's vertical space. Yep. Okay. Draw in-game creature, we don't need that. Draw in-game creature headshot, we don't need that. Nope. Get health description, we don't need that. Get draw in-game stat, we don't need that. No draw. No sprites related pieces. Get sprite, get sprite. Mini scroll. What's the mini scroll? Oh, the mini scroll is the scroll in this case. Okay. Set in-game creatures. So, I think we need a super, called a super on this. Passing the in-game creatures and no sound manager to it. And the super is going to at least do this. Does it not like that the I think it's because I'm not quite parsing this error message, but I think it's because that's missing. Let's see if that's the case. Yep, that was it. Okay. Okay. Adding green game creature. So I think my problem is essentially architecturally is illustrated by these 2 lines of code, where I create a new sprite and then I set the data of the sprite equal to the in-game creature. That sprite data tells me where it's going to be and the location of it. And I call add in-game creature. Basically need a map from the creature's position to this. That's kind of what I need. I think somewhere in here we've got a get creature position, something like that. I've got an I get creature X. And speech bubble manager, not quite what I want. Yeah, I'm going to have to manage all this separately, and the positioning separately is what I'm going to have to do, which makes the complexity of this kind of blow up a little bit. I think what I want to do, I kind of need to bind these two numbers together. Is what I need to do. So I think what I want to do is I want to have a map up here. It's going to be or I could do this. Wouldn't this be sweet? In-game creature. I just add a simple property here called X. And maybe left, like that. All right, so if I'm going to add left as a number, like that. So that sets the left position of each of those in-game creatures. Okay. Now, this comes down here. We call add in-game creature. When we call add in-game creature, we create the sprites, the scroll appear animation. We specify the target. We add the target to it if it's got a target. We give it an active turn indicator if it's got that. And that's the only thing we do with X. Okay. Next. So there's part one we've taken care of. When we add a new set of creatures, we've got all those. Set in-game creatures is one of the calls. The other one is update. And remove is another one. And individual add call. So we need to deal with each one of these. All right, so what's going on in reposition game scrolls?
Listen!
Hey, listen. I feel like that's from Link. Get indexed creatures still in game. Problematic code here looks like. Wait, where's Roy? I think he's taking some time off. That's what I think. Taking a little bit of time off. He'll probably be here next week. That's my guess. I haven't harassed him. Mark says, "Where's my hero?" Did that work at all? I don't think it did. I didn't hear the sound. Didn't work. I think we're getting disconnected, is my theory, from Twitch, and I don't have code in the overlays to reconnect. That's my theory on that. Because in the place where I do have code to reconnect, I can actually continue to say things. In other words, with button control, I can do that. Yeah, so I think that's a bug. Yeah, I don't think Roy's coming today. It's like 11:30. I know, he's the best. He's the best. I wish I was like Rory. I think we all do. A little bit worried about this, the removing. Let's at least put a note here for ourselves. Worried about removing because it changes the answer here. However, hit creature index still in hit index creature still in game. It's just also occurring to me though that this could all move up. So let's talk about that. Let's take the things that we can move up and move them up. Yeah. Creature disappear, animation complete. You got a sprite. So we got a sprite we're passing in, but who's calling this? How much trouble am I in? Move creature with animation. Oh man, this is getting so tough. Yeah, architecturally, I feel like I've painted myself into a corner with this. It works really well for what we need it to do, but now that I need it to be smarter, I can see I've got dependencies on things like the animation when the fade out completes, right? In other words, if I want to be able to have the same data in two different places, I got problems because I'm drawing on the back and I don't want to draw on the front. I don't want to do that animation. So if I've got a fade out, I need to essentially set a timeout and get the result of the timeout on there. I'm also playing with this idea of signal R, sending the data across from one to another, but I'm not enough of an expert in signal R to know to signal R if I know I can do that for sure. I could also be like, you know what, I don't need to worry about the fade out, and I can accept any inconsistencies if something is moving around like that. I could do that. And I definitely want to avoid having double the resources loaded and not actually showing them, in other words, to simulate it, which is probably the least amount of code to require, right? Just simply copy it across. But I'm trying to reduce the impact of the additional resource load and whatever that would go there for that animation. So I'm like, it's not good. All right. Well, let's go look at this from top down again here. So here we are coming in. We did set in-game creatures. We feel like we're good there. Update in-game creatures. We definitely haven't started this yet. I think this can all move up. Insert in-game creature that's above. We move that up. Okay. So in the call to splice, I think whenever we make a change to this, I think I want to go through and re-update this. That's what I want to do. Recalculate the left position here. So I think what I want to do is create a new method here called update positions. I'm feeling better about this. Flave Creations prowls out from behind and then does a big dash and roar! Jeez. Don't scare me like that, man. Okay. Then I want to say... I want to get these pieces here too. I'm pretty sure the order is correct. So what that means is, yeah, that's how they are here. So what I can do now is I can do this, get rid of these two lines, get rid of that line, and then come do this right here. Okay, then if that's the case, I can now, in insert in-game creature, I can come back here and call it this update positions. Better. Okay, way better. So there's update creature, in-game creatures here. We've got an insert call there. This is all stuff I think we don't worry about. We don't need to know about. It's all visual. It's just passing that data across. Okay, I think that's done. That was maybe not too hard. So we're partway through here, updating game features. So we've done that. Reposition in-game scrolls. That looks nasty. Frank is out there. Hey, Frank. Welcome. I almost feel like all of this goes up. It's going with Move Creature too. I think we're just probably getting the sprites and easing them over. Yeah, it's Frank. We are calculating a delta X, which if the cards were held out by these guys and we wanted to move, might be useful, but we're doing it based on the parchment background position, which we won't have access to in the ancestor class. So that's what Move Creature 2 does. I think I'm going to move the whole thing up. Or alternatively, I could call I'm worried about this idea of moving, right? When I, for example, take one of these guys off, the others move. They're in this intermediate state as they're moving. And we're very clearly saying, here's where this new left position is going to be. And we're just moving them if we haven't added them recently. I'm going to call it here. We'll see what we get here. There's let's say to do worried about intermediate state during animation. This update positions call may not solve that. Unlikely to solve that. Okay, so there's reposition in game scrolls, so creatures were added. If the creatures were moving, I need to check for this in update positions up above. So if we're not removing, excuse me, if we're not removing, we're going to say, we're going to set the creature left to X and we're going to increment it. Okay. So I'm not the only one for whom things are not working smoothly today. Well, I kind of knew I was getting into this, Frank. It was my fault. I jumped in. It's a massive refactoring undertaking to fix an architectural design flaw. And so, you know, I think I need my brain to be about this big to solve it. And my brain is like only that big. So I'm like treading water out here trying to figure it out. So it's not like writing brand new code, which is like much happier for me in general. Okay, back to the big picture here. We've got several methods we've got to modify here. I'm just going to say, as I'm modifying complete each one, I'm going to say, just write a little comment off the side. One of these is check. That's a good one right there. Still working on it. Do this. Do this. And do this. Those are the three we've got a remaining to do. So update in-game creatures. We're looking for everything that might change or move these update pieces up at the top and make sure we are recalculating their positions. I know what you mean. You're not alone if it can make you feel better. Yay! Yay! Everybody cheer me on. Yay! Okay, cool. Reposition in-game scrolls. I think we just finished that. Yeah, that's what we think is our fix there. Of course, I could also, there's no exit out of this thing, right? You know what I think is maybe a smarter, simpler solution and might just work in most cases? Is we find, yeah, this is actually maybe a smarter move that has a chance of working. It's kind of this. It's in each one of these, find that call and put it only at the end over here. The call to this.update positions. Like that. That might just do it. And then I wouldn't be like searching all over the place and fighting. And Is Karen not going to join the stream today to steal Murky's wallet? Is that what you meant? I'm not sure. I'm now at a point where I'm like, my certainty over what the direction I'm taking is dropping fast like a rock on the sun or near the sun. So that's kind of the idea there, is by throwing these on here. The problem is I still need to have versions of this that work with the UI and don't work with UI. I need kind of a totally decoupled model, essentially, you know, up in the super. That's what I need. I'm returning back to set in-game creatures to look at add in-game creature. Add in-game creature is down here. Frame index, scroll, add shifted. If it's targeted, turn is active. Condition manager, update conditions. There's the piece right there where I actually add it. So that thing we don't need to call. Am I just not going to be able to do this? Yeah, I'm feeling like the complexity is way too high right now to decouple these pieces. That's what I'm feeling. The other option, oh wait, I think I'm imagining an easier, safer change to this. Almost, it's almost perfect. Well, the other option that I'm thinking about is I take all of the in-game creature manager code that's on the back layer and I just move it to the front layer. That's what I did. It certainly simplifies a lot, and it takes all of this refactoring off of my plate. That's what I'm kind of leaning towards. And then that allows me to simply say, have the surface in the front that says ask where a creature is by name or ID, and then anybody can get to it. It's so much simpler if I do that. The downside is like I say, these come all the way across and they can cover up the Dungeon Master by putting them on the front. And I liked them before when they went behind, so that part was really nice. To work around that, I'd have to crop the end or have some limit to the number of these that I can show. That's, I think, the refactoring I want to do instead. All right, which means I'm undoing all this. I don't think there was anything in there that I made that's stupid that I want to say. And I think I'm going to discard this for now as well. Okay, now we're moving forward. In-game creature manager. Okay, that's just showing where to draw the spell so it doesn't overlap these guys. Condition manager, same thing, needs to know where to draw the conditions. Condition manager is owned by the in-game creature manager, I believe. And then we have this. Okay, so now let's see where this is used. Well, we used it in the speech bubble manager. And then we have this updating in creatures call, which is coming from here. So let's do this. Let's check in the changes that we are cool with. Added spinning card entry animation. What else did we do? With eased rotation. Refactored ease point. Ease value and what was it? Ease base, I think is what we called it. Ease base. Okay, we're checked in. Let's get to work. This is going to front, moving it to the front game. That means our speech bubbles, we're gonna have to do two things. We're gonna have to move the in-game creature manager over, and we're going to have to also move over the speech bubbles as well, because it now exists in both places. I don't want it in the back anymore. Take that out. Move it to Dragon Front game. Here. Let's get this. Maybe there could be a service that you communicate with via Signal R. Probably too large of an arc change though. Yeah, I am not confident enough about my Signal R connections staying alive, and I'm worried about connecting the two, what that might happen. I'm just not confident enough. I've already seen problems where Signal R, like if I'm debugging and I'm at a breakpoint for too long, Signal R dies. And I'm worried that, well, if I refresh one, then we'll have to refresh the other. It's a level of complexity and mainly a level of uncertainty where I'm like, I've considered it, I've wondered the same question, but my expertise is not strong enough. My knowledge is not complete enough that where I can come in and say, okay, I know I can do it this way. And because of that, I'm like, do I really want to try and then hit a dead end? That's kind of part of what I'm doing here. This is like, I think, the essence of programming, right? Where you're like in the dark to some degree, and you're basically asking, what's the best path to take that's least likely to hit a dead end for me? So this is kind of where I'm at. I actually feel like the path I'm taking is, well, there's a little bit of compromise. Ultimately, the architecture won't be too bad when I finish it. The code changes are what I would call safe. They should be safe changes to make. Everything should still work. So that's kind of where I think we are on this. So I'm here on the Dragon back game. I don't think I'm going to take the bubble manager out yet. I'm not sure. This is tricky. That's a second step. But I am going to take this out. I'm going to look where this is used. So in the call to update, I'm going to get out of here, go back over to Dragon front game, go find update. It is right there. Okay. It's cool. Doesn't see it yet. Doesn't know it there. That's all right. Update world before render. Cool. I'm just going to take that. Copy that whole thing. Dragon front game. Initialize. This is going to be Dragon front sounds. Then we're back down to load resources. That looks like our last call to it. So Dragon front game, let's go to load resources. Okay. Now we're going to take that out. I'm going to work on Speech Bubble Manager next, I think, because there's stuff there too that's very specific of front or back layer that we had to add to be able to intelligently draw on the front and the back, decide who's going to play sound effects, that sort of thing. All right, Dragon front game, we're going to throw that there. So now we've got an in-game creature manager here. We've got a call to update, initialize, load resources, and we got a draw in-game creatures call right there. We also have the process in-game creatures command coming in here. Dragon front sounds. Okay. What's our error list? Should have one, I think. Yeah. Okay. Bubble manager is next. Speech bubble manager. Let's go look at this thing. Somewhere in here, I thought I had an enum. There you go, layer level. So this was added to know which layer we were working on. And I want to get rid of this right now. I don't care about this anymore. Because we're going to always run from this, and it's always going to be from the front. Let's see what else is happening at layer level. Done with it there. It's grayed out, it looks like. Okay. So we kill layer level there. Where else do we see in layer level? Nice. Only in those spaces. Okay. Okay, layer level's done. Is that the only thing we have to worry about with this speech bubble? I think there's a second piece. This is in the front game. We're going to pass in-game creature manager. Right? Just a second, I get creature X. Oh, I get creature X. It's not a second one. It's I get creature X instead of I get player X. Looks like I left a syntax error here. All right, cool. Okay, good. Speech bubble manager is in there. Anything else going on here? Drive, load resources. All right, and then we need to go check to see. I want to just double check to see what's happening in here with I get creature X. I think it'll work. Easy to say, but I think it'll work. Holy cow, are we really done? I think there's a chance we may be done. All right, let's give it a shot. See how good or bad things are. If things are bad, we'll go look in the console log. So front overlay, refresh that cache. Go do the back overlay, refresh that cache. Why not? We'll refresh the dice too. Send the data over. That's on the front layer now, according to me. That's what I think is happening, at least. Let's double check that. I'm going to hide the front layer and see if those go away. Okay, that's working. All right, let's test out the bubbles. So that works for me. Let's type something in for Apollo. And let's say, hey there. And hit that button. Okay. Much better approach. Let's do conditions. So let's go to Apollo and give Apollo some conditions. Excellent. Let's take Shanti and get rid of Shanti. Okay. All right, that's good. Next, we need to find out who we're giving the card to and put it in the right spot. The Code Poet is following. Thanks for that follow, Code Poet. I appreciate the follow. All right, that was a nice, fast way out of the problem, right? You notice I was totally slamming into the wall of like refactoring and trying to get that to work. And by just ultimately making that compromise of changing where we were going to draw things, we got it done in like, 10 minutes or something like that instead of like hours. So let's go check in this work. since this feels relatively decent here. Moved in-game creatures to the front overlay. And as well as speech bubbles. In-game creatures and speech bubbles. And in-game speech bubbles. In-game creature speech bubbles to the front overlay. Is there anything I missed? I think there's something I missed. And I missed from connection. Oh, not yet. Not yet, kids. Speech bubble. That's what I missed. That needs to go away. Right there. Because the back game no longer has speech bubbles. Only the front game. Okay. So with that, and actually let's go check. That means also we can get rid of this. Let's go drill all the way in. Speech bubble manager, we need to kill this. Look at that. I definitely missed that. Okay, but let's see what else is going on with speech bubble manager. Nope, get rid of that. Get rid of that. Don't want to load those resources. And then that's the only one left. So kill that. Kill that. Jump back, kill this. That's it right there. Should get something else in here. Okay, stage all those. Before I check it in, let's do a refresh here, make sure everything still works as we are expecting it to. Refresh cache. It's the front overlay. Comes the back overlay, refreshing that. Sending the data across, and let's see what we got with Apollo. Okay, good. That's really good. Check all that in. Commit.
Mother of pearl.
Mother of pearl. Hey. I don't know what's going on. It's not good till we all agree on it.
Going off rails.
Yeah. So the only problem, like I say, is that those are going to go all the way over to there, and I don't have a way to stop those yet. But in fairness, the Dungeon Master actually does. If the Dungeon Master starts popping in all of these characters and they start covering him up, he can be like, oh, you know what? Let's turn off 6. And then they'll slide back and make room. So I think we're going to be okay. Now, the other cool thing about that is that before the Dungeon Master was blocking, like if Strong Arm was going to say something and the bubble went over there. Let's see if I can get Strong Arm to say something here. Hold on a second. STRO, hey there, here it comes. Okay, so it's popping off the other side. All right. Okay, next, card. We need the card to go to the right place. The card's got a target when we trigger it. So like here, for example, I'm going to say Merkin. And I'll say play card. And what I really wanted to do is find me or find wherever it's going and play it there. I think in fairness too, I don't know. Do I want it to be giant under? Yeah, I guess I do. I was thinking with these guys, we might scale it down so it kind of fits them. But let's kind of work on that next. So I want to go from the text of the word Merkin to the player. That's what I want to do. And I think down here, let's go look at get player X. I got it all the way up in Dragon Game. From an index. Get player index. From player ID. I think I want get player index from name. And then I want to say a player name, player dot name equals player name. That requires too much precision. That's a little bit better. I have a first name in here. Kind of want to do this, and I even want to come in and say, well, you know what? If that fails, I want to go through one more time, and I think I want to say, hey, if the first name dot starts with whatever specified here. I think I want to say first name dot toR. That's what I want. So now I can get the player index from the name or from the player ID. You can then pass that over to get player X. That's kind of what I'm looking at right there. So get player index. And so that's declared. Name. So we've already got it implemented now. So we're good there. Then over in cards. How far away we got from cards here. We now need to kind of get that positioning here. So we want to call this cards got a target. And this is going to come from, I think we got the I get player X here. Like that. Okay, so we're going to call this, actually I should call this player index. And we got a -1 that this thing returns, as I recall, if it fails. Yeah, it's a -1. It's going to be a positive index or -1. So I want to come down and say, hey, if clear index is less than 0, then we need to get the creature index. Get the creature position. Let's create a variable called let's do y position. That. Let's create an x position as well. Otherwise, down here, we're going to say this.I get player x dot get player x. It's going to get the x position based on the player index. And we're going to say x position is equal to that. Okay. Maybe I'm going to throw out a default value here midway through the screen here, so we'll say 960 there. And why not throw out the default value here of 1080? What am I using down here to go from? I'm using, yeah, 1080 is the Y position right here. Well, that's the, it's not 1080, it's 540 is what I want to do right now. 540, so it's the middle of the screen. So we'll come over here, so Y equal to that. And the X position is going to be equal to this. All right, with that change, the card should stop right above me if it's for me. Let's give that a shot and see what we get here. That is going to be our front overlay. Let's see what we got. And stuff right there. There. All right, let's say Fred gets it. That seems to work. Cutie. Does Cutie work? Her name starts little Cutie. Cutie does not work. She has this kind of nickname. Let's do this. I don't think I have a last name in here, do I? I don't have a last name. So now, we're down to this. If this fails, then I'm going to come down and go, let's say, okay, let's take name. And we're going to say ends with. I think I can live with that. Now let's refresh. Try Cutie again. There it is. Cool. It's leaning a little bit too much, I think, on that. All right, good. Okay, next, these guys up above. That's who we got to get the cards to next. Is there anything I want to do with regards to the height of the card? I think I want to increase the height of the card. So maybe not 540. Let's try 40. It's too much. $500. That's good. Okay. Let's also make sure that's centered over me, over my name tag. Yeah, I'm just a little off. My camera's off a little bit. Okay. So that does look centered. One more time, we'll bring the card up. Make sure that's exactly where I want it. Go. Yeah, they're centered. Okay, good. All right, last thing I want to do today is I want to get these character positions, figure out where they are. I need an I. No, this is a little weird. Let me delete both of these, delete both of those, and put the private keyword there. No, not working. Why not? What's wrong here? Oh, it's a constructor. Got it. Okay, that's why it's weird. Okay, so I need another one here. I need an I get creature X of essentially that type. Like that. Okay, now that I got that, let's get the initialization, make sure we send that out. So now we need the I get creature X. This is going to be this.in-game creature manager. Okay, good. Now with get creature X, we should be able to do something down here. The in-game creature by index. I got a get X, which needs an in-game creature. So I need something slightly different. Get in-game creature by name. That's what I need. Let's send in card.target again. You can't show any card. Well, actually, that's not true. You can still show the card, but it's just we just won't have we won't know where it's going to. Then we want to say this dot I get creature X dot get X. Pass in the creature. And that's going to be my X position, like that. Just gets the X position of the parchment sprite. I think we have to offset that by about half the width of the parchment. So I think it's left anchored. Okay, we need to modify this right here. Get in-game creature by name. Okay. Oh, we just created this new problem. Okay, I was like, wait, what? Why? What's that problem from? Okay. Here's my name. In-game creature by name does that. If that fails, I want to have similar kinds of allow for similar kinds of partial matches or sloppy matches to get it here. Dot starts with the lower name, and we're not removing it. I think that might be as far as I'll go. All right, let's refresh that. And come back over here. And let's say we want to go to TLO. Cards. It actually did look centered over the left side of TLO. Let's do it to Apollo. Yeah, it's centered over the left. So what we need to do is we need to move it off to the side here is what we need to do. Get X creature plus in-game creature manager dot what is it, mini scroll width. Looks like my mini scroll pieces are not public, or I'm remembering them incorrectly. That's public. What's it in? In-game creature manager. How did I see that? What's wrong? Where are you? Is it a different class? It says it's the in-game creature manager. What's my error? Oh, is it in an instance? It's maybe not static. Is that what I need to do? That's what I needed to do. All right, we're going to add half the width. Refresh. We just did a refresh and everything disappeared. We stopped seeing those guys up there. Because we killed all of these. All right. Okay, let's find this guy. Okay, whoops, this one. All right, good. I think we're good. Better. There's the card. There you go. Under Apollo. Let's bring it up closer to him. So here we're going to say, if we found it, we're going to say y position is equal to I want to say 460. Well, do we have the scroll height, mini scroll height? NPC scroll height. It's going to be equal to that.NPC scroll height plus half of the card's height. Card's height is 424, so we're going to say I think that's going to do it. Let's just nudge it right underneath it. Let's see what happens now. Okay. Okay, the only thing we don't have is directing cards that go to the DM, but we could also make it so if we can't find them, we give them to the DM. I suppose we could do that as well. All right. All right, after this, then we need the card to then go away, kind of go into that person's hand. So I think we'll work on the hands tomorrow. Like, you know, how many, all the cards you're holding in your hand. And we'll work on, what else do we still have to go with here? We've got, all right, so architectural challenge is pretty much done here. Just kind of mark what we've got done here. I'm just going to say this is all fixed. Okay, the fix is move the knowledge about to the front, just to the front. Speech bubbles are now, yeah, all of this is now fixed. Okay, so that's fixed. We're going to work on this tomorrow, I think. The player selection UI, holding the hands, what cards are being held. We're going to need to also store those, have those available and store those. What's this? We did that too. That one's awesome. That's a nice fix. We did that yesterday. So that one's fixed. And we got this one done too. And we kind of, in fairness, we got stopped for a moment. We haven't given credit yet to the viewer that played the hand, played the card. We could maybe do that. Maybe do that now. Here and show cards. Dragon Card Game has got a method in here called float text, I think. Float player text. I can create a well, I'm not sure what I want to do on the floating text yet. Maybe I'll give that some thought between now and tomorrow. I think I'll do that. Okay. With that, let's figure out, let's raid you guys out. We'll end the show right there. Thanks everybody for joining with us, hanging out today, helping me out. I appreciate it. Appreciate the moral support. Appreciate, you know, the technical support. We'll send you over to Lana Lex. Keep working on game design over there. Thanks so much, Cody Gorilla. Thanks, Pudding. Jinisku 7. We'll see you guys later. Take care, and we'll see you tomorrow.